way different. I mean, I played along with every single song, but I'm all about playing for the song. Corn 3 was very different. We had our own grooves and it's very organic. Back to old school with Ross Robinson. This was like the opposite. Sometimes the drums would be the last thing laid on the record, so it was kind of strange. Like John would work with the DJ, and all of a sudden, like at the very end, like play drums to this. So I'd just play along with it. Sometimes only the cymbals, the overheads would end up on it. Sometimes a little drum nuance sometimes a floor tom. So, and I was okay with that. Most drummers would be like, hey, I want to play on everything, but I'm all about playing for the song. I don't care, what it is. So this album, the programmed drums are so big and massive that I love it. I've always been a fan of like 9 Inch Nails and Manson and all the bands that program drums on the record. So, but live we play everything. I switch out the snare drum and we put triggers on the kick drum. So everything's, I'm playing everything that's on the record, but live, it's all live, so. This show coming up, this one's very different. I mean, since I joined in '07, the set list keeps changing. They have such a huge catalog, Korn, and now with me in it, the last couple of records we have even more. So it's like it's a huge catalog, and you can never please everybody, but we try to put in as much songs as we can. So now with this new set, we play 4 very old, obscure songs. Very like, we do No Place to Hide and Lies and Predictable and a bunch of songs that diehard fans would love to hear, the fans of the old school. And then, of course, we switch it out in the middle and do dubstep. And I put the electric snare up and put the triggers on, and we play 4 or 5 from that. And we do the main hits, or we get tomatoes thrown at us. So you have to do, the hits. Click track, I have click track running, and then all the sequences are playing. And then I have, but I'm playing everything note for note on my drums, but the toms and cymbals are organic, then the snare and kick is electronic. You can't. There's not much. You can't improvise much on the dubstep. It has to be very regimented because that's the sound. The snare's so massive and so big to kick that if you put too many notes in, it sounds robotic and strange. So the other songs I get to improvise more on, but the new record I try to stay. I might add a thing or two here, or maybe a little setup fill before a chorus, but try not to do too much, I have a Pearl, now in Europe I have this Pearl reference kit that I used on the 2010 Mayhem tour in the United States, and I've brought it over here to use here. In the States I'm using a Pearl Master Custom kit, the same sizes on there. If you look online, I have my son's sonograms painted on my Master's Customs kit. I had a custom paint job. So it's inside the belly. My son sonogram, so baby fetus everywhere, all painted all over the drum. So it's kind of creepy and beautiful at the same time. But I've been with Sabian cymbals since 1994. I love Sabian. I have Remo drum heads. I've been endorsed by them 20 years. I have a new stick. It's the Ray Luzier 757 model. It's a little bit fatter than 5B, a little bit longer. I'm using those, and DW pedals and hardware I've used for a long time. And I use Pearl E-Pro snares, I use Hart Electronics, and I have Yamaha DTX pads. So I have 3 different companies going on electronically, but they all do different things, so that's why I'm using them, yeah, it's quite a monster, but I kind of downscaled. I got rid of 7 cymbal this tour and got rid of another floor tom. So I'm trying to get smaller, but it didn't really work, it's still big, so.